who comes and stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Good afternoon, everybody. All right. Look, I went and intentionally gave myself Corona. So, on my first shot, they said I'm going to be feeling a little odd this evening. So, hey, Carrie, it's like I was just talking to you. that's who I was actually texting. Because what you had sent to me, I felt like I was too reactive on that, and I apologize. So instead, what I'm going to say is I am willing to go to those with you, but I would have to go with somebody that I know and trust. So I think it's about time I become a little bit more open-minded on that stuff. So thank you, Carrie, for that, for making me kind of, and I know you really didn't say anything, but I know you well enough that I sat here and went, you know, Dion, you say you want camaraderie, but you ain't going out and getting it. Right? Paula, good to see you. Man, it's like all my old friends are showing up today. So today, this afternoon, hi Patricia. Today we're going to be talking on Rule 62, and a lot of people already know what this is, but it's always good to remind ourselves and things like that. And that's it, Carrie. It's about togetherness. You're right, and the camaraderie. You know, that's really, and that's why I'm going to work at Detox. I need that camaraderie, man. You know, when things are successful, I want to be on a team so we can all be like, "Yay, we did it! Now let's go get more." And not only am what I'm looking forward to is I'm not only going to go in and help other alcoholics and clients and things like that. I'm going to make their job easier so that they can be freed up to do more about helping other people. The people that are working there are normies. They have bachelor's degrees, and God bless them. When I first started going to them and saying, hey, I want to make some switches, we need some more peer support and detox, I was very sure to say that I do not want the people that are working there to go away. We need them. What I want to do is give them a raise. Absolutely. These people they are necessary. It takes a tribe to get somebody sober. It takes a tribe. It isn't just your sponsor. There's plenty of people out there looking out for you. A lot of times you don't even know. So I talk to a lot of sponsors. Hey, yeah, just kind of let you know what's going on. Yeah, go get them. All right. So let's get to Rule 62. It's kind of a fun story. It is in Tradition 4 in the 12 by 12. I am starting on page 147 on the second paragraph, if anybody would like to follow along. A little bit of talking juice. All right. When AA was still young, lots of eager groups were forming. In a town we will call Middleton, excuse me, a real crackerjack had started up The townspeople were as hot as firecrackers about starting it. Stargazing the elders' dream of innovations, they figured the town needed a great big alcoholic center. um, a kind of pilot plan AA groups could duplicate everywhere. And I saw what you said up there, Carrie. I'm going to cover that here on here shortly. Um, Beginning on the ground floor, there would be a club. In the second story, they would sober up drunks and hand them currency for their back debts. The third deck would house an educational project, quite non-controversial, of course. In imagination, the Gleaming Center was to go up several stories more, but 3 would do for a start. This would all take a lot of money, other people's money. Believe it or not, wealthy townsfolk bought the idea. There were, though, a few conservative dissenters among the alcoholics. They wrote the AA Foundation, AA's headquarters in New York, wanting to know about this sort of streamlining. They understood that the elders, just to nail things down good, were about to apply to the foundation for a charter. These few were distributed and skeptical. Now look at it, they're doing it the right way. Their intentions are good. Right? And let's take away what you know, right? And you could see how they would be excited about that, right? They're going to find something out. And it's going to be really cool. They understood that the elders, just to nail things down good, were about to apply for a chart. These few were disturbed and skeptical. Of course, there was a promoter in the deal, a super promoter. By his eloquence, he allayed all fears, despite advice from the foundation that it could issue no charter and that ventures which mix an AA group with medication and education had come to sticky ends elsewhere. To make things safer, the promoter organized 3 corporations and became president of them all. Freshly painted, the new center shone. The warmth of it all spread through the new town. Soon things began to hum. To ensure foolproof continuous operation, 61 rules and regulations were adopted. This did happen. This is a true story. When I talk about people reinventing the wheel, this is what I'm talking about. It goes on. It still happens. Watching it now. It ain't going to work. It will not work. And now we're going to find out why. But alas, this bright scene was not long in the darkening. Confusion replaced serenity. It was found that some drunks yearned for education, but doubted if they were alcoholic. The personality defects of others could be cured with maybe a loan. How are you gonna what? If I would have known that to get rid of my character defects, I had to throw cash at it. Fuck. That's what I would have done. But it doesn't work like that, right? You can already see it. The person, some were club-minded, but it was just a question of taking care of the lonely heart. 13th stepping. Sometimes the swarming applicants would go for all 3 floors. Some would start at the top and come through to the bottom. Becoming club members, others started in the clubs, pitched a bench, were hospitalized, then graduated to education on the 3rd floor. It was a beehive of activity, all right, but unlike a beehive, it was confusion compounded. An AA group as such simply couldn't handle this sort of project. All too late, that was discovered. Then came the inevitable explosion. Something like that day, the boiler burst in Wombley's clapboard factory, which did actually happen. That was a saying back then. So, have you ever seen a boiler burst? It's pretty scary. A chill, choke damp of fear and frustration fell over the group. When we lifted, a wonderful thing had happened. The head promoter wrote the foundation office. He said he wished he'd paid some attention to AA experience. Then he did something else that was to become an AA classic. It all went on a little card about a golf score size. The cover read Middleton Group Number 1, Rule Number 62. Once the card was unfolded, a single pungent sentence leaped out to the eye. Don't take yourself too damn seriously. Thus, it was under Tradition 4 that an AA group had exercised its right to be wrong. Moreover, it had performed a great service for Alcoholics Anonymous because it had humbly, willingly to apply the lessons that it learned. It had picked itself up with a laugh and gone on to the better and better things. Even the chief architect, standing in the ruins of his dream, could laugh at himself, and that is the very acme of humility. And that is how we came up with Rule 62, which means don't take yourself so damn seriously. Okay. And this does not cover mental health. Okay. Mental health and anxiety and PTSD, those things are a little different. Okay. In this case, what we're talking about is in general. Okay. Oh, well, that person's doing this and that person's doing it. Don't take yourself so damn seriously. What I was told was take the program seriously. Take yourself with a grain of salt. And that really helped in the beginning because then I was able to focus on what I needed to. Because what we don't want to do is put more and more on us, especially in the beginning. We already have a lot going on. And it's probably best to take a little bit of time and look at what is really going on. Rule 62 is also allowing other people to rent space in your head for free. It could be somebody said something in a meeting you just didn't feel it was right, or maybe you went to a group conscience where nobody follows Rule 62. We're getting better at those, but I've been to some group consciences that were like 2.5 hours and they were just nothing but yelling and nothing got accomplished. See, we have to come together and agree on some things. Okay. I pulled a Rule 62 here. I gotta live by what I say. I'm a living example, right? So, and I'm gonna tell you. So, I said that, I was going live and Carrie wrote me something. She said, oh, I'll probably be on for a little bit. I'm going to this thing in Aurora. I'm like, oh, fantastic. And we're like, next time, maybe we should go hit some of these. Right. And I was going through it and 3 of them, I'm like, God, I don't like these people. And I thought about for a little bit longer and I'm like, you know what? A friend is inviting me out. I almost passed on a gift because I was taking myself too fucking seriously. All right. Carrie has said, because Carrie and Paula got some things to say here. Major character defects still. Worry, trying to remind myself I'm going through a shift. And remember, Carrie, that that's not a character defect and it's not a resentment. I've always, and that kind of helped me out to figure out so I could get through that. But it was this one. I'm still looking for a right fit for a sponsor. So am I. It's been a year. Sometimes some people with me, people have a hard time approaching me anyway because I'm loud, I'm obnoxious. I'll be your wingman. Heck yeah, we can go do that together. And now I'm looking forward to going to that stuff. See how that changes? just because I decided not to take myself seriously. Paula is saying, replying to Carrie Ann, it's very hard to find a good sponsorship, especially female sponsorship. I've been lucky. I've had my sponsor for 8 years, but I want, oh, I went through quite a few before that. Yeah. For me, um, I did, I didn't mind people telling me no. It was the excuses that I got. Well, aren't you the guru? One person said this, you're the guru of our group. I don't understand that. I understand what he's saying, and even if I want to call myself a guru, and I don't know that I go that far, I'm pretty well educated. I'm still human. I still go through things. Just because I have my shit together doesn't mean that I don't hurt. It doesn't mean that I don't go through things. The last few days I've been missing the hell out of my daughter, man. Shit hurts. You know, we all go through things. And when you tell me, well, I don't know that I want to do Zoom. You know what? You're telling me that you are not willing to go to any length. That's what you're telling me. And I'll be honest, I haven't looked for the last couple months because I got frustrated with it. Now, what I do have is I have 4 accountability buddies that do the same thing that my sponsor does. And it's working for me. I don't know that it's something that I would really recommend to other people. It is just the situation in my experience that I found myself in, right? And event work remind me how important doing self-work is. Yeah. Especially working overnights and you got all that time to think. So, um, what will Rule 60 do? Well, Dion, if I follow it, what am I going to get out of it? It's a valid question. You're going to get peace of mind. Peace of mind, serenity, because you will not be attacking yourself with all this crap that you don't even need to be going through and or talk about or think about. The biggest thing that we do is we what if things. Well, what if in a week? This is one thing I don't know, and I wouldn't do this, but I saw, and this is an influencer, and they said the 10-day countdown to my 2 years. We don't do countdowns. This isn't New Year's. That is a dangerous, egotistical place to be. I celebrate my recovery on the day. Now, if it falls on a Sunday or whatever, I mean, we can go over a couple of days. But to make everybody sit down and watch your videos for a 10-day countdown to your 2 years, what if you get drunk? Did you know? Did you know that most relapses happen around milestones and birthdays? That's when they mostly happen. Because we start to reminisce and then we might get caught up in our head. And I'm sorry, but 2 years isn't enough to make that switch quite yet. Not from my experience. There is one thing, I think, and I've been asked a couple of times, and I think it's an interesting question. It is, Dion, how long is it going to take before I'm going to find balance and serenity again? And I went and looked it up. 4 to 6 years. Yeah, 4 to 6 years, if not more. And they were right. I'm at 6.5 years. I am just now. There's a lot of things that are just falling into place for me just now that should have happened a while ago. Does that mean I'm I have the cart in front of the horse here? No. It's just how it worked. It's just how it worked. All right. So let's go out there and not take ourselves so damn seriously. Let's go to it. Dion's gonna get the fuck out of his mind and go do a couple of these things. I'm gonna do it. So, but I will be picking which one I want. I'll probably pick the free one. So you know, Carrie. All right. Thank you everybody for being here. I love you. I do. And if nobody has told you today, I'm proud of you. I respect your recovery. And I love the fuck out of you. Thank you. I love you. Peace out. And have a day.